We live in 2019 and we've got devices in our pockets which are as powerful as computers that sent men to the moon 50 years ago. What people do most days, they order food, they swap rides, or they play Fortnite. We believe at Peak that tech can do good. We believe that technology can be used not only to distract the mind, but it can be used to improve the mind.
I joined Peak just over 6.5 years ago now, one of the first employees. There was no real reason behind joining Peak other than I needed a job, because at that time Peak was nothing. It was a basic numbers game and nothing more.
We've been named just after launching Best App of the Year on the App Store and on the Google Play Store, and that was definitely felt good.
When I first started here, it was quite a small team. There was probably only like 25 of us, and I remember hearing about how it started. Pretty much one of your typical Silicon Valley type companies, started from a basement, and then now we've grown into like over 50 people and we've accomplished a lot.
Peak is a company that gives people opportunities to improve themselves. So I always describe it as a wellness company. It's, you know, if you want to keep your brain sharp, there's the Peak app, there's a bunch of games. If you want to improve your sleep patterns and your general mental health, there's Rise.
Brain training is hugely important. If you want your brain to stay sharp, then you need to take steps to make that happen. It doesn't matter what age you are, your brain can always adapt and improve over time, depending on what challenges you set it. There's a lot of evidence behind the science of neuroplasticity, and that's what all of our brain training is based on.
One of the things I'm proudest of at Peak is when we do big game launches, when we work with partners like Cambridge University. So we did one beginning of this year, 2019, called Decoder, where researchers at Cambridge had used a game to show in lab conditions that playing the game improved their attention over time.
Most of the people I'm working with are all smarter than me in some ways. I've been trying to hire the best engineers and designers and CEO. But yeah, at the end it's really about when you're building a great team, it's about building with people who are smarter than you.
There is like a lot of opportunity to grow, and I have grown a lot since I've been here. And I also really enjoy the culture. I think that people are very friendly and social here as well.
Peak gave me my first opportunity to go to Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, which for iOS devs is kind of a pilgrimage. And it's something that in my previous job I'd been fighting for quite some time, and it never quite worked out because it's quite an investment. And yeah, Peak sees the value in stuff like that. It's really easy to go to conferences, and it was actually a life-changing experience being surrounded by so many talented people, so many people in kind of a position that I want to be in, you know, 3, 5, 10 years.
It's really exciting to be able to work with such world-leading researchers to develop things that you can actually see and use yourself.
We get messages every day from users who tell us the impact that our games in Peak or Rise, our sleep app, the impact that it has on their lives, and we always try to share that, and that really reminds you about why it is you do it in the first place, which is to help you.
I'm a son of doctors. I used to work in advertising, and now I feel that what I'm doing makes sense, has a purpose, a real purpose. I will remember the journey with this team, the atmosphere at work. It's unique. It's really unique. I mean, I've worked in 5, 6 companies, and there is something special about this place.
At the end, I don't think you remember specific moments, but I think it's more at the end, more the experience. It's been seven great years at Peak, and to be even more in the future. But at the end, it's about what we've built. I think we're very proud of the helping millions of users with what we build every day, and I think what makes me the most proud. So probably the one thing I will remember in 10 years from now is the pride of what we've built, and to have a positive impact on millions of people.